Welcome to Garifuna Music and Talk with DJ Labuga, the home of the classic Garifuna music. This is a weekly radio show online through www.lmbroots.com in the Bronx, New York, and www.radiocentroamerica.com in Los Angeles. We are live every Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern Standard Time. We bring to you special guests from throughout the diaspora, from musicians, authors, artists, to scholars and newsmakers. So tune in every week for another community acclaimed show. Find us on Facebook as Garifuna Music and Talk with DJ Labuga, GAHFU Norales on Twitter, and Garifuna Heritage Foundation on Google Circles and Instagram. Follow me on Facebook as Ronnie Figueroa. Welcome to Garifuna Music and Talk with DJ Labuga. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for tuning in tonight. We have a wonderful show tonight. This is Garifuna Music and Talk with DJ Labuga, and it is a special show on a Friday night. It's Friday, 2 days before my birthday. Today is the 11th of March, 2016. And I was born on March 13, 1964. So that makes me 52 years old. Wow. 52 years wiser. Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in to our weekly radio show. Now, our show is on Wednesdays, as we have now the Garifuna Language and Culture Academy, as we offer the Garifuna History Sessions with Dr. Theodore Aranda. Now we have decided to add Fridays occasionally to do special shows and to showcase special people, the movers and the shakers in the community. We're talking about musicians, performers, comedians, models, politicians, so you name it, we got it. So tonight we have Mr. Emilio Sàsamu Thomas, all the way from Dangriga, Belize. He is a legend of his own. He's a young kid coming up and bringing so much talent into the scene, the musical scene, and we're talking about Garifuna music. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to listen to one tune as we get ready to interview Mr. Emilio Sàsamu Thomas, who is live on the phone right now, all the way from Dangriga, Belize. So let's hear this song right here that we got from Emilio, called Nati Chawabe Balana. So kemotea. All right, here we go.
Nate Chawabe Balana, Nati Agabana Mugabu. Nate Chawabe Balana, Nati Agabana Mugabu. Nate Nukuya mamare habadina harapaisanu. Disige yebebe na lugubaba numare. Aena na mugelo meniga bure. Nate. Nukuya mamare habadina harapaisanu. Disige yebebe na lugubaba numare. Aena na mugelo meniga bure. Jana kopo ni ayebe yabanaganawa. Jana kopo ni ayebe yabanaganawa. Lubagenege numote buge bala buga numare. Nate nukuya mamare habadina harapaisanu. Disege yebe mena lukubaba numare. Aera na mugelo meniga bure. Nate, nukuya mamare habadina harapaisanu. Disege yebe mena lukubaba numare. Aera na mugelo meniga bure.
Nice, very nice. Welcome tonight, Emilio Sàsamu Thomas. It's wonderful music right here. Nati Chawabe Balana. So, what is the translation in English for that tune right there?
Greetings, Ronnie.
All right. Welcome tonight. Buenos
Buenos buenas noches. Good night.
noches.
The translation for this song is about a woman telling her friend to pull his chair so that they can talk, and she's telling him that she wants a boyfriend, but she wants someone that is from outside of the town that they live, so that she can fool him, so that she can. Because all the guys in the village, all the guys in where she lives knows her bad habits and stuff. So she wants someone who doesn't know her.
Wow. Amazing. That is great, man. Great message there. Now, your bio is heavy. I've been reading your bio 2 or 3 times, and there is a lot of stuff going on there. You have a number of things that have been happening in your life, and we're going to talk about it tonight. We're going to really expose you the way no one has exposed you to the Garifuna community. And remember, these shows are recorded, so people could always go to GAHFU channel on YouTube and listen on demand to any part of the interview that we're doing tonight. So we're going to enjoy tonight. We're going to have a good time. We're going to play your music. We're going to talk about you as the person that you are, a very talented musician who was born in 1989, August 8th, in, of course, Belize, Central America. We're going to talk about you, your family. We're going to go way back, all the way back to Honduras. And so, are you ready for the interview tonight?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, I am.
Kemutia. Gumese Wama. Let's get started. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Garifuna Music and Talk with DJ Labuga. Tonight we present Emilio Sàsamu Thomas, and we're going to get started by asking him where he was born. We know he was born in Belize, but he's going to be more detailed as to where exactly. All right, Kemutia.
I was born in Belize City, August 8th, 1989. I was almost born in a plane on the way from Dangriga to Belize City. And I was born to Miss Rhoda Thomas and Mr. Eric Flores in Belize City.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
But I was raised here in Dangriga.
Oh, okay. And so, what was it like growing up in Dangriga?
Well, growing up in Dangriga is very peaceful and encouraging, and because of the fact of, well, the idea of it takes a community to raise a child. I was first brought up by my great-grandparents, And they always, well, my great grandmother Adela always took me to her friends and families, and they always gave me good advice. So I always looked up to older people for advice.
Wow.
For the most part. And Dangriga is considered to be a peaceful town, and it's very cultural with a lot of Garifuna music and people who are focused on what they want to accomplish in life for the most part. You know, it's a center of good music here in Belize. So whenever people want to get away and enjoy good music, they would come to Dangriga.
No,
it's
definitely
something to be proud of, because Dangriga is the foundation of many of the organizations and musical influences among Garinagu.
Yes, man, I believe that. I know a lot of good musicians come out of Dangriga town, and it is known as the culture capital of Belize.
Yeah?
Even though we have such good musicians coming out of Hopkins, Siembite, Penny, Punta Gorda, you know, lots of good musicians coming out of there. So we know that if you really want to make it, you better come to Dangriga. So how is the weather in Dangriga tonight? How are things going in Dangriga at this point?
The weather outside is very cool at this moment. The breeze is blowing, and there is an event happening at the BTL Park that has the promotion of a phone company. So they're giving back to the community.
Wow. That must be nice.
Yeah.
Yes. Well,
nice music, and it's Garifuna music playing at this time.
Oh, okay. So who's performing there tonight?
I'm not really sure, but I know I heard Harlem Youth. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them.
Yes, we are. Mm-hmm.
I'm not so sure who are the others, but I can hear it from where I am right now at home.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Uh-huh.
So tell us about who your parents are and where they are from.
Well, both my parents are from Dangriga. My father is Eric Flores, and he has always been a security officer as far as I know. As I knew my father when I was about 8 years old, and the first time I went to Honduras in 2013, when I went to certain villages and I mentioned the name of his father. His father had a nickname, Mystic, and as soon as people heard who I was, they respected me and embraced who I was.
Wow.
And my grandfather from my mother's side was Nathaniel Thomas,
mm-hmm.
and he was a good dancer, and he was very outspoken. Whatever he wanted, he always made sure that he got in the right way, you know.
Yes. So how?
Mm-hmm.
Continue.
My mother is she works at the restaurant, and she has been the one who have always been there. Even though she doesn't have as much education, she made sure that her children were very well educated, and she has been working before we were born, actually, and she's been working very hard to raise all 6 of us.
Wow, amazing, as many women do. You know, they always excel in bringing the family, in making sure that they get an education and they have food on the table, regardless whether there's a man in the house or not. So let's big it up to the wonderful mothers who are there for us. So, man, that's amazing. Thank you for that.
Amen.
Yes, ma'am. So how are you related to Don Marcelino Maraza Fernandez? I know you are related. As a matter of fact, that's my next question. You come from a prominent musical legacy forged by Don Marcelino Maraza Fernandez. Is that what drives your passion for music? And if so, how? But tell us the connection between you and the Maraza family.
Maraza he is the eldest brother of my great grandfather who died 2 years ago. The day before I came back from tour from Europe with the Garifuna Collective, he died the day before I got to Belize. and and then Marasa is great grandson of Braula, who was a very how do you say it, skillful singer.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The way she sang, you would believe that she studied music or something. She had a very beautiful way of composing songs. And the granddaughter of Braula was Handa, and Handa raised all her children to be musicians. My great grandfather Lali was a bass drummer, segunda drummer.
Mm-hmm.
Marasa was the guitar player. Matete was the primero drummer, and their only sister was also a singer. So Marasa left when he was about 8 years old, and he went to Honduras. He moved to Honduras, came back when he was 25, and when he left from here, he never returned to Belize. So he's coming this month for the Aranda Fest.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
So Marasa is my great-granduncle.
Right. So now when we say Libanya Marasa, is the entire Marasa family who are coming from Honduras and from New York, right?
Yes.
Excellent.
And when I found out about Marasa in 2013, I also found out that I had a cousin with the same name as I. We're both Emilio, and he's 10 years older than I am. We have the same birthday.
Man, I love Emilio's music. Emilio is amazing. I have about two of his CDs. Actually, one solo and another CD where he does a collaboration with Big June, from Texas, and it's just amazing the way he sings. Oh man, Emilio Nunez, right?
He's wonderful, man.
Yes.
Yes, he has a great personality.
Yes, indeed. And I'm yet to see him perform here in Los Angeles. So, as I tag along with the same question right here, so, because you have such a musical legacy in you, is that what drives your passion for music? And if so, how?
Well, for some reason, I have a belonging to Garifuna music, Garifuna net, and also well, my greatest motivation at this point is my unborn sons, my unborn children, because by the time they get here, they would have already have their culture being all over the world, and I want them to be born in a world whereby no matter where they go, they will always find their culture and their music in any part of the world.
Wow.
But my family, every time I think about the fact that I come from a musical family, I'm very proud of who I am, because it feels like one musical community.
Yes, indeed. No, and I read a little bit about the legacy of the Marasa family and how your grandpa used to be a great entertainer in Honduras, going from town to town, from village to village, entertaining, performing, and doing all kinds of things. Man, that's amazing. Yes. Go ahead.
Marasa, when I met him for the first time, I literally I broke down in tears, and I was introduced to Marasa by my teacher, one of my Garifuna teachers, Ruben Reyes, when I went on a film festival tour in Honduras. And Marasa he reminded me of my great grandfather. They have the same faith, and it was so amazing meeting him. His voice was almost the same as my great grandfather.
Wow.
And so I felt like I was seeing someone so familiar, and I embraced all his children and grandchildren that I met at that time.
Wow, thank you for the anecdote. That is great, man. So what memorable events do you remember about growing up as a musician at an early age? And what drove you in becoming part of the Wageirale Drummers?
when I was in elementary school, I was very, how do you say it? I was drawn towards Garifuna Drums.
Mm-hmm.
And the only time I had access to those drums were on Fridays when we would have devotion for the school. And I really wanted to learn, but I did not have total access to Garifuna drums. It was until I got to high school, then I was very exposed to, I had more access to Garifuna drums. And I had a teacher I looked up to who was Adrian Martinez.
Mm.
And a few years ago, when my godmother turned 50, she invited Wageirale Drummers and Adrian and that to perform. But a year and a half before that, the leader of Wageirale Drummers was always begging me to join his band. But I told him I never wanted to join a band because I had a terrible experience while I was in high school as a teenager.
Mm.
But when I saw these guys, when I heard them play at this birthday party, I was, that was the first time my family saw me got up and dance after so many years. So I was dancing to Wageirale's music, and I told myself I need to join this band. And the following week, I went to the person in charge, Gila, and I told him I will join the band, and I am ready to play right now. So that's how I joined. And no matter what happens in my life, I always value the authentic music of Wageirale drummers, because they don't use drum machines, they don't use any of the artificial sounds. It's always traditional and cultural. And I always describe it as the best Garifuna band in Belize.
Wow, that is great. So, help me understand. So, Wageirale Drummers was a cultural band that was there in Dangriga, and they performed for the tourists, they performed for the town, for when the mayor called you guys for opening shows, for different events. Tell us a little bit more about Wageirale.
Well, Wageirale Drummers started off with drummers and maraca players and a turtle shell player. And then as time went by, they added some scrapers and the saxophone. And when I was ready to join, we had the guitar and the bass and some singers and Gayusa. So it's a very big band. We have at this moment, we have about 12 people in Wageirale Drummers. And it's the band in demand when it comes to weeks and delurias and special events here in Dangriga. We're very, very busy all throughout the year. And so Wageirale Drummers is something that I'm very proud of. It's a band that I'm proud of as a musician, because that is the band that encouraged me to do better in what I do as a Garifuna musician. Mm-hmm. Because Garifuna music is all I wanted to play when I was a teenager in high school.
Wow, that's beautiful. Now, what was the response from the tourists? Was the tourists really impressed by the band? And what was the reaction between the band and the tourists, the people that came to town for the culture?
In Dangriga?
Yes.
Well, the tourists, when they hear Wageirale Drummers, they would describe to you that they have never heard a band like it before, and they would always ask when is the next time we're gonna play, because they would want to go at the event before they leave. Mm. And when they come back, this is one of the reasons they would come back to Belize. And many of the young people who are seeking their culture, the Garifuna culture from the U.S., who have Garifuna background, whether they're from Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, or Belize, they will come. And once they hear the music of Wageirale Drummers, it is a reason for them to come back. Not only Wageirale Drummers, but drumming in general.
Right.
When it comes to the 19th festivities, the Garifuna Americans would always come to hear Wageirale Drummers, because we're the ones who would present music with the natural drums. the natural sound.
Wow, beautiful. You know what? One thing I like about Wageirale, and this is from some of the videos that I have been able to catch on YouTube or on Facebook, is the addition of the saxophone to it. It's just such a nice, intense part of the music, because it takes me back to Honduras or Guatemala when they, in the old days, in the associations, in the what they call, let's see if I remember the name. Wow, it's kind of hard to remember, but they have these associations of different dance groups and clubs and everything, and they used to perform with a nice set of saxophones and trumpets and with the drums and everything. It's just amazing, beautiful music.
Amen.
Yes. So, what do you think makes you different from other musicians in your genre?
Well, when it comes to the Garifuna genre, what would make me different would be the authenticity of the music. Because whenever I play music, I make sure that it has to do with natural sounds, organic music. I don't like the electrical sound so much. I always value the natural Garifuna music. And when I travel or when I represent my culture, I always make sure that I do it through the music, yes, but I take everything along with me. So I learn as much as I can about the history from a folkloric perspective. I make sure I take some descriptions of the food. I make sure I take most aspects of the culture along with me so I can share with others. And the first thing that I would do is give them an invitation to come to Belize or to Dangriga to experience for themselves.
Wow.
So as a musician, I don't see myself as a musician, but as a visionary and someone who is trying to preserve what Garinagu is all about, being Garifuna.
Yes, indeed. Very good, very good. I like that. Now, it's never too late to learn how to speak Garifuna language. Do you think that the language opens the door for a special connection to Garifuna Duo, the Garifuna way?
Well, I believe yes, because through my experience, I have learned that if you want the Garifuna culture to live, you must have that openness to share, and that includes the language. The language holds the history, stories, and everything you can think about when it comes to the culture. And when you are sharing with others, as much as you would want them to respect your language, you should at least try and learn a little bit of theirs so there can be an exchange.
Yes.
So the language is something very powerful. And one thing I have heard from many of the people who are not Garifuna is that Garifuna is a very unique language. They have never heard anything like it. And when you teach them the basics, when I teach Garifuna, I always emphasize that it's a sexy language and you should speak it in a sexy tone.
Yes.
So I make it very attractive, and I thank Ruben Reyes and Salvador Suazo and Roy Cayetano for their help, because I was looking for them all my life, and I found them a few years ago. So when it comes to reading and writing Garifuna and thinking in Garifuna, that's what I am doing at this moment.
Wow, that's beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, I had the opportunity to talk to the late Salvador Suazo and pick up some of his lessons on the language and grammar. And of course, Ruben Reyes also, I got exposed to his teachings. And of course, Roy Cayetano, one of the greatest writers and linguists in the Garifuna language. Many of his books and dictionaries that I own is because I believe that he has been doing a wonderful job in documenting the Garifuna language. Very important. Now, what do you do, Emilio? What do you do to make sure that the language stays alive?
What do I do to make sure that the language stay alive? Well, at this moment, I share it with all the people that I meet, whether they're Garifuna or not.
Beautiful.
And when it comes to, well, I'm a high school teacher and I teach music, but I always make sure that I would speak to my students and utter certain Garifuna phrases and words. I founded a language program in 2013, and even though it isn't what I expected, I would still do it online, or if someone wants to learn, I would teach them in a private lesson or whatnot. But everywhere that I go, I make sure I teach Garifuna. And I always emphasize among young people who are Garifuna to learn their language and value it, because it's very important.
Yes, yes. No, indeed, and I think that you do very well in teaching the language through your music. You know, your music is loaded with nice lyrics, and you know, we're going to be able to play some of the music right after we finish the interview, so people get to know more of the quality of musician that you are. Now, my next question is, can you tell us about your concerns about our Garifuna youth and their disconnect to their language and the culture, especially when it comes to other influences such as Jamaican reggae, Trinidadian soca, and so?
When it comes to that, it's, well, one problem that we have here in Dangriga is that the radio station doesn't. We have a Hamalala radio station, and it doesn't play as the percentage of music that it plays is when it comes to Garifuna music, it's very little.
Wow.
And whatever you present to a community is what is influenced. And so popular culture has been, it's like a disease that is affecting our people, and the families are failing when it comes to encouraging the family itself to have pride in who they are. Identity is a very serious thing when it comes to your direction in your future.
Yes.
So when you don't embrace your music and your culture, it is a problem, because later on, no matter how successful you think you are, you will always go back to trying to find that missing piece in your life. But when it comes to the Garifuna music, it is very important that we value what belongs to us, because when we try all the rap and the reggae and the dancehall, if you don't have something to put to the table, remember these genres are very all over the world.
Yes.
And what if you can take something unique along with you if you want to be a part of that? So it's very important to know what the rhythm of your culture is.
Yes.
And in Garifuna we have about 15 or a little bit more genres that we need to build and to share with the world.
I totally
So
agree.
whenever we don't know something, it becomes a problem, because we don't know how much we are capable of as a people.
Yes, very, very important. I really love the approach that you have for this. And you know what? It's a problem that is prevalent in Nicaragua, in Guatemala, in Honduras, with the Spanish music, the merengue and the salsa and the ranchera music that is so prominent and prevalent there. And that it takes away from the Garifuna communities, because instead of they playing their music, you know, instead of the community members and the leaders emphasizing the fact that they need to promote Garifuna music on the local radio stations, what do we hear? We hear reggaeton, we hear dancehall reggae, we hear reggae, we hear Spanish music, we hear everything else, and a little bit of Garifuna. So it's not only a problem in Belize, I think it's in the diaspora. Same thing with the people living in St. Vincent. You know, it's dominated by dancehall music and reggae and soca, of course, other than local music. But that's a different story.
Well,
So,
well, Ronnie,
mhm,
just to cut you short a little bit,
yes.
when I was in Haiti last year in August, I was very saddened by the music that I saw from our people from Urume.
Hmm.
When I met them in Haiti and they were performing, it was more of, well, I really thought that they lost their music, and I just imagine what it would be like if they knew our music. And this is
Mm.
why it's important for us to share and to continue to do what we do as people who are preserving the culture. You
Wow.
included.
Yes, man. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live and direct from the studios in Long Beach via telephone lines with Sàsamu Thomas, Mr. Emilio Sàsamu Thomas, who is a very, I would say, prolific musician. He is starting right now. At this point, he has been able to travel many parts of the world. We'll get into that a little bit more, but I am so honored to have this young, talented musician from a legacy of Don Marcelino Maraza Fernandez. And this is your radio station, www.lmbroots.com, all the way from the Boogie Down Bronx, live and direct tonight as we do Garifuna Music and Talk with DJ Labuga. Thank you, Emilio, for accepting our invitation to do this interview and to be able to showcase your life as a musician and your teachings, the things that you have to offer to the community.
Uh-huh.
The next question is, how did you become a member of the Garifuna Collective?
I became a member of the Garifuna Collective after I was invited to join the band once in a small little travel in Mexico in 2013, in December 2013. It was a privilege to join the Garifuna Collective along with Aurelio Martinez. And at that point, I felt like I was a part of a musical family, not only because it was music, but because it belonged to the Garifuna people. And thereafter, I was recognized as a part of the Garifuna Collective family because of one invitation, and we did very well together.
Wow, that is great, man. I admire the people who make up this wonderful band. I admire each and every one of them for giving us what they have given us and for representing the Garifuna music and culture around the world. And I think, like you said in your bio, that it is the only world band from Belize, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Man, that's amazing, amazing. I have each one of their albums, including the women's project as well. Yes. Mhm.
Uh-huh.
My next question to you is, how did you become a Garifuna culture and music ambassador for Belizean Garinagu?
Well, when it comes to culture and music belonging to the Garifuna people, that is what I do. I have dedicated my life to music and culture, and specifically I highlight on my identity actually. So everywhere that I go, I am Garifuna before I am Belizean, and this is what my life will be like for the rest of my life. This is what
Very,
things will be like, you know.
very
And
nice.
so wherever I go, I represent, and I make sure I do it in a professional manner and in an honest manner as well, because this is who I am, and I don't need to be anything else.
Very nice, very nice. Well, let me take the opportunity to send a big shout out to our wonderful listeners who are tuning in tonight all the way from Labuga, Livingston. I want to send a big shout out to Celso Neri Rufino from Barrio Guamilito in Labuga, Livingston, who is listening right now
Uh-huh.
as we speak. So, also to Eva Moore. Eva is also visiting and living in Livingston at this point. And of course, she is enjoying this wonderful show tonight as we talk about your life, Emilio. So,
Yes.
why don't we play one song? There's a song that you sent me just about I would say about 10, 20 minutes ago. It's called Hamala.
Yeah.
Can you introduce that song? I know that's the name of one of your aunties, right?
Yes. It's a song about a little boy who wanted to fly, and the only way he could have been able to do that was if he got the support of his community believing in him. And I was inspired by one of my friends I met in Mexico in January, because she asked me to translate something for her in Garifuna, because she was working on a book and she wanted it to also be translated in Garifuna, a storybook. And so when she told me about this, it inspired me to write a song. And that was earlier today when I was at school, so I decided to start the recording. So it's a work in progress.
Beautiful, beautiful. So we're going to take a listen, ladies and gentlemen, to this song by Emilio Sàsamu Thomas. So we're going to take about a minute break as we listen to a little sample of this song, and then we'll get back with more of the interview with Emilio Sàsamu Thomas, all the way from Dangriga, Belize. Kemotia.
All right.
Wow, that is great. That is beautiful, man. As we were playing this song, I am being inundated by messages from people on social media who are enjoying the interview tonight, Sasamu. They love you for what you're telling us during this interview, and I want to send a big shout out to Carlos Figueroa, who is listening in Guatemala, and also Celso Neri and Eva Moore in Labuga, Livingston, Guatemala. And also, we want to welcome Clayton C. Williams. C. Wills is listening in the Bronx as he is here for the Garifuna Music Awards tonight. So he says he's enjoying the interview with you. He says that you are a great artist and that he is in the Bronx getting ready for the Garifuna Music Awards for tomorrow. So let's welcome Clayton C. Williams, Sasamu.
I am proud of him.
Yes, man. Thank you so much. Yes, I. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we're live and direct. This is Garifuna Music and Talk with DJ Labuga. We have on the line Mr. Emilio Sàsamu Thomas. My next question for you, after we listen to this wonderful cut, this wonderful song right here, is let's see, what countries have you visited as an ambassador?
Well, I've been to, as an ambassador of the Garifuna culture, I've been to a total of 17 countries, and 10 countries in Europe, 1 country in the Caribbean, which is Haiti. I've been in the U.S. sharing along with Garinago like herself and other friends that I met before. I've been to Mexico sharing, Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, and Panama.
Yes, beautiful, beautiful. And that's where I want to go next. Tell us about your recent travel to Panama as the leader of the team of the young Garifuna men, including Biggs, the CEO, Raw Exclusive, Garifuna Nuguya Ashby, Robert Marin, and Jeremy Christoph, to participate in the tribal gathering representing Belize, where you share the food, the dance, the music, stories, and the history of the Garifuna. Please.
Well, after our show in Mexico, Playa del Carmen, Mexico, we were asked. I was invited to open the show for the Whalers, Bob Marley's band, and we were actually someone referred us to the promoters of the tribal gathering, and some Ivan Sawyer who is one of the agents of this organization. He contacted me and he invited us as the first representation of Belize and the Garinagu to go to the tribal gathering this year. So I was very hesitant because I was tired and I didn't want to travel so early after that January event. But we accepted after a while and we prepared and everything and we communicated with the organizers and we left on the 19th of February, and we got there. It was a very wonderful gathering actually, because we had over 20 tribes and we had about 30 something countries representing actually. When I say over 20 tribes, I'm talking about indigenous to Caribbean and Central America. I also met someone from Dominica, one of the islands near St. Vincent, and his story was similar to us, and he called me his brother because we had a similar history. And there were many representations who were very strong, shamans and spiritual and herbal healers. Mm-hmm. We had musicians, we had people who presented their foods. My group that I led, there were 5 of us from Belize, young men, 1 from Hopkins and 1 from Punta Gorda, mm-hmm. and 3 of us are from Dangriga. And so I selected them very carefully, and we left. We, while at the festival, we cooked fish and mm-hmm. grated green banana, fried green banana fritters. And we gave drumming workshops almost every day because the visitors that were there, they fell in love with Garifuna drumming and the music itself.
Wow.
And also we taught how to dance the punta. We gave presentations as natives of the Caribbean. There were many workshops that we participated in and many workshops that we led as Garinagu. So this was something that we took very seriously, and we were proud to represent our people. We did not tell them that we were representing Belize only. We were representing Garinagu from all of Central America and Europe. And nice. Also while we were there, before we left actually, they wanted to extend our flights because they didn't want us to leave from the festival. We only negotiated about 10 to 11 days. So we told them we had to return back home to work and on our daily lives, you know.
Yeah.
So
oh my God.
2 days after, the day after we got to Belize, I received a message about our outstanding participation in the festival, and that they would want more of us next year, and that we were above. It was like we were very, very outstanding representing at the festival because everyone was attracted to our music and our culture, as we were very welcoming. We didn't hesitate to share, and we had a lot of fun there representing at the tribal gathering.
Wow, that is great. And you know, one thing that I'm really proud of with what you guys do is that you guys are able to bring musicians from I would say in Dangriga you have Sweet Pain Band. You have other musicians that come together as one and still be able to keep it cultural. You know what I mean? So that's deep.
Yeah.
That means every musician is deeply rooted in their culture, in their, and they know how to represent Garifuna duo. So that's a big thing. That's a big plus. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So that's nice. That's nice. My next question is, you mentioned that it was over 20 countries or peoples from around the world that were represented at the tribal gathering. What did you learn about these peoples?
Well, I learned from all of them put together. I would say that I learned that whatever is affecting these indigenous tribes are pretty much the same issues that are affecting us, about all the political system, all the education system, all of these things that are taught to us at school that is killing out our people and the world in general.
Wow.
And also that are causing our young to be very rebellious. There was one presentation that I clearly remembered about a woman who said that the education system is failing our children, and we need to teach our children to be silent. Silent in the sense of children are being very, very rebellious, and they don't know how to be calm. They're always on the go, but going in a very wrong direction. They don't listen anymore, and they don't take the time to appreciate and respect their elders. So when it comes to the tribes, what I was learning there at the festival, I sat down many days talking to leaders and people who are from their respective areas, and I realized that they're very, very clever people and people who are chosen well to represent where they came from, because they brought everything with them.
Wow. Wow, that's beautiful. Were you able to meet anyone from the Orinoco area, any of the tribes there that are similar to Garifuna, such as Arawak or Caribs?
There was one person, well, actually two, was a husband and wife, and according to the guy, they are Taínos, and she was more of a shaman or something.
Okay.
And he had a very interesting book that I was supposed to purchase before I left, but there was so much going on that I forgot. But there was a book from him that I wanted. A very interesting book when I read the back cover.
Oh, wow.
But that was the only person that I met besides the young man from Dominica.
Wow.
They're very intelligent people, though.
Yes, yes, indeed. Deeply rooted, yes. All right, once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are live and direct. This is Garifuna Music and Talk with DJ Labuga. We have on the line Mr. Emilio Sàsamu Thomas, all the way from Dangriga, Belize, as we talk about his wonderful life as a musician. Also want to send a big shout out one more time because they are great supporters of our show, to Eva Moore and, of course, Celso Neri Rufino in Barrio Guamilitu, Labuga, Livingston, Guatemala. Thank you for tuning in. And they tell me at this point through social media that they're blasting our signal through the amplified speakers, so the whole town in Labuga could listen to Emilio Sàsamu Thomas tonight. ¿Qué motia? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, what would you say keeps you pushing onward in your leadership and musical career?
Well, I would say the need for leadership. Where I come from Dangriga, there are many issues, as many parts of the world, of course. But there are a lot of things that I cannot just allow to go by without me doing something about it. The fact that the language isn't being emphasized on, the fact that I experienced these things growing up, I didn't want it to continue. So when I became a grown-up, I decided I had the power to do anything I wanted, and this is what I focused my energy on. So when it comes to being Garifuna in my community, what keeps me going is the need among the young people that they need someone to look up to. They need a collective of young people like themselves to look up to and to grow along with. You know, this when I say I represent Garifuna or Garinago, I'm not talking about myself. I am representing my generation. And this is why I believe if I want to become a great musician or a great Garifuna person in the world, I believe that I can only do it by allowing young people like myself to grow along with me. I cannot do it by myself.
Wow, that's great, man. I love the way you put it together. Very nice. So let's talk about your music. Are you recording right now?
Well, at this moment I am writing. I've been writing since last year, but I am taking my time in composing songs. And as far as it comes to writing Garifuna music, I am making sure that I am addressing all the issues and all the directions that we need to go as Garinago. I'm not personalizing my albums. So it's all about togetherness, all about Garinago. And I believe that, well, there was a question that was asked several times if the Garifuna language or culture is dying, and I said no, because we have been surviving from ever since the time we were exiled from Urume, and there is no need to stop now. If it was supposed to die, it would have happened a long time ago. Our strength is very incredible, and it goes from one generation to the next, even if we think that it doesn't.
Yeah. One thing I learned through my travels with Garifuna is that Garinagu are very resilient people. Very.
Yes.
Yes, man.
And many of us do not recognize or realize the power that we have. Whenever we decide to open our eyes is when things will move faster, and the influence will grow stronger.
Yes, indeed. Now, what are the future plans for Emilio Sàsamu Thomas?
Well, future plan is that I am, well, you see, Ronnie, every time you see me travel to a different part of this small world that we have, it's because I am creating networks of communication and opportunities for our people. Because it is very important that someone or some group of people, I'm specifically talking about myself and my team, it is very important that we start to establish seeds and plant them in every place that we go, so that there are so many opportunities in the future for us. So whenever people are thinking about something natural and cultural and strong, they will think about Garinagu. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Garifuna Music and Talk with DJ Labuga. We're live and direct from the studios in Long Beach via telephone lines with Emilio Sàsamu Thomas, all the way from Dangriga, Belize. As we are approaching the end of this wonderful interview, we are going to feature his music right after we finish the interview. So continue, Sàsamu. Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is coming up in a couple of weeks is that Belize is the focus country for the Jazz Festival in New Orleans next month. And the Wageirale drummers are going. My other band, Garifuna Collective. The Sweet Pain Band is going. A number of bands from the South are going to this big jazz festival. And also, what we are planning as young people here in Belize for Garinago, we are planning to build an organization and a music center. It's actually a Garifuna music center where it will be breeding grounds for Garifuna musicians.
Wow.
And this would be a way for us to have how do you say it, an office, a building,
the headquarters
of communication with the bigger world.
Yes.
You know?
The headquarters
and
of
also
music. Yes.
Yes. It is through the music we will make changes, and that is what I am focusing on. Because as the years go by, I am making sure that I get stronger in what I do, and I create stronger communication and relationship with others outside of Belize.
Wow.
And so when it comes to our culture, it will survive one way or the other.
Yes, man. Very nice. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Emilio Sàsamu Thomas, all the way from Dangriga, Belize. And I hope that indeed that you guys are able to create these headquarters in Dangriga for Garifuna musicians to come together and lay the tracks, record the music, be able to promote the music, be able to sell it via downloads and protect the music so that if anybody is using it to play on radio stations or on movies or if they want to buy it, that the money goes directly to the musicians. That's the only hope that I have, that you guys are able to do that. Now, do you have a special message for our wide audience online listening to this interview before we let you go?
Well, I suppose a message to all people who are Garifuna. It is very important for us to share with everyone that we come across with, everyone that we meet, to share our culture and everything that we know about it, and also to do our homework so that we don't have to guess what's happening among our people. It is important for us to share, because when we share, we allow our tradition and our culture to grow and to live on. It is very important not to keep it to ourselves. It's important to support each other and to make sure that we deal with our personal life so that dealing with helping others becomes very easier and clearer.
Wow, that's beautiful. Beautiful message. So Emilio, from this point on, we are going to play your music. So ladies and gentlemen, this has been a wonderful interview, a wonderful 1 hour, 60 minutes of just finding out the wonderful life of this musician by the name of Emilio Sàsamu Thomas, who is related and has the musical legacy of Marcelino Maraza Fernandez. And so we are glad that you were able to accept this interview tonight. And thank you so much, Buitiguño Sàsamu, and we'll see you soon. All right.
Buitiguño Sumutu, Buitiguño Ronnie.
Seremen, ayo. All right. Thank you so much. Okay. Here's the music for Emilio Sàsamu.
Oh ya la no ya gani biale nere robadi na bumanati michwati na buma robadi na bumanati gari biale nere oh ya la no ya oh ya la no ya gari biale nere robadi na bumanati michwati na buma robadi na bumanati gari biale nere oh ya la no ya oh ya la no ya gani biale nile robadi na bumanati michwati na buma robadi na bumanati gari biale nile oh ya la no ya oh ya la no ya gari biale nile robadi na bumanati michwati na buma robadi na bumanati gari biale nile oh ya la no ya oh ya la no ya gari biale nile. Alguna badina, nila zelena mutu kauna. Alguna badina, nila zelena mutu kauna. Amore argude, amore bedene, puma frindero, lege da garida bo. Amore argude, amore bedene, puma frindero, lege da garida bo. Madagua, arana maya, luago tiro no fure. Madagua, arana maya, luago tiro no fure. Mabara se bageo, lataku halaku heginebu, lubada garigriye. Malade isi gai wargude, michiga babri se madale miseba, uribati isi gai wargude, malade dale miseba. Wo mama da bao boago, wenigi bugutu la bugutile, agergu baya bumada boago, ibide be mutule lube lagu mutubao. Numadara naria babu, wago lei bugubo. Nitora naria babu. Agule bugubo, aelo wago baby se, tuni uriye, ae, sansi baby bagare numada, kapura to badi bo uriye, ligi atawa, ae, numada go boitu guda numada, balate isi gai wargude. Ba presema dale miseba, pribati siga e wargute, balate dale miseba.
No le vaya baba, no me amigo, Juliae, namague sufrimiento leno agube. Yorutina samina tina namoleno, Yorutina samina tina namoleno, Lupa Yorutina samina tina levaya baba, Aluaguhani bagare, Haleao, Kadina labu niria uboago. Samina tina namoleno, rutina samina tina namoleno, lupayo rutina samina tina levaya baba, aluaguhani bagare, haleao, ibadina labo niria uboago, aluaguhani bagare, haleao. Ibadina labo niria uoago, aluaguani bagare, haleao. Ibadina labo niria uoago, aluaguani bagare, haleao. Ibadina labo niria uoago. Luaguani bagare, haleao, ibadina labo niria uboago. Luaguani bagare. Idalia sate, kawar kumatinasa. Idalia sate, kawar kumatinasa. Wargo mati buye bena ulde, wena mugimu yembe mauchbo. Fiya wita de gabibo. Ure Wageirale no madagudo, awe na mudaya ne zanego. Ure Wageirale no madagudo, awe na mudaya ne zanego. Lubanari elu ogowa, ibeti megete nu ogowa, igi aire magado bagina. Beti megete no goa, igi aire magado bagana. Idanobe, idabanobe ma, figi abita dagadebo. Idanobe, tabano ema, figi abita dagadebo. Figi abita dagadebo. Figi abita dagadebo. Figi abita dagadebo.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been your weekly radio show, Garifuna Music and Talk with DJ Labuga. I want to thank once more to Emilio Sàsamu Thomas for giving us such a wonderful interview, very revealing, lots of information for those of you who are interested in getting into music, the music business. I also want to thank our listeners all over the place, wherever you are listening at, for taking the time to listen to us and enjoy this wonderful interview and music with Emilio Sàsamu Thomas. Also, a big shout out and a big thank you to Andy Palacio from Budari Dance Company, all the way from the Bronx, New York, for the weekly report from the Bronx in regards to what's going on in the Garifuna scene in one of the biggest communities of Garinagu outside of Central America. So thank you again, good night, and we'll see you next week with Milk Palacio, a Garifuna who made it to the NBA and who played for the Utah Jazz and the Raptors as well. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week. This has been your weekly radio show, Garifuna Music and Talk with DJ Labuga. Thank you for spending 2 hours of quality time with the best weekly radio show on lmbroots.com radio and radiocentroamerica.com. We'll see you next week as we bring the best of Garifuna performers, musicians, and special guests. Garifuna Music and Talk with DJ Labuga is off the air. We'll see you next week. Ah, you baby,